morning. It's Mike here at Lake and Lodge Garage. Gonna do something fun today. We're gonna work out the final recipe for the outer exterior body color and a lot of interior panels too. So I've said all along I wanted to do this in like a burnt orange metallic. And I'm gonna do a candied burnt orange metallic. As you can see, I've kind of standardized on this Summit stuff. It's cost effective, it's easy to get, it turns up here in a couple days, not really a big leap, and it's fairly affordable. So when you do candied paints, you know, I've got two shades of candy here. I've got the lava orange candy, which is that one on the left that's starred. And then I've got the gold mine metallic, gold mine candy. Both of these are shown over quicksilver, so they're quite bright. You can change those tones to more of a burnt color by working on with different base coats. So I have the quicksilver metallic. I also have a carbon fiber metallic, which is just straight down this line. So you can see the quicksilver's up here, pretty bright. That's what all these candies are sampled on. The carbon fiber is a little darker. Then there's the charcoal gray, which is really dark. I'm not sure how effective that's gonna be, but we're gonna give it a go. I also have a couple other colors I'm gonna shoot just for kicks. I got this mocha frost pearl metallic. This one is just a slightly more pinkish undertone. Curious how that's going to carry the candies. And then, of course, I have this bright orange metallic that I had on hand from painting the under chassis parts. So just curious what that would look like with candies over the top of it. So my plan is, first thing I'm going to do is shoot a layer of white epoxy for a seal coat. I'm going to use these speed shapes. Now these things are kind of cool. They allow you to paint and you're not just looking at a flat panel. You can see how it looks with different reflections and things like that. So I'm going to shoot those with the same material I'm using for seal coat, okay, which is that white epoxy. I'm going to thin that out a bit, just shoot a white layer just so I'm apples to apples from where I'm going to be. Then I'm going to do 3 each of those with each of these colors. So 3 in quicksilver, 3 in carbon fiber, medium charcoal, and do 3 each. That way I can come through and shoot each one of those with either the gold mine candy or the lava orange candy and see what it looks like. And then I have a third one of each of the base coats in case I want to try a blend of these 2 colors. You can blend these. Again, I'll share some of this stuff on the part numbers and whatnot online on the screen here for you. So the first thing I do when I start doing the base coats is I use these spray cards. And what this does is it makes sure that you're looking at the actual color of the paint and not the primer underneath. So when you get sufficient coats of base coat on this to hide that black line, then you know you have the right number of coats and you're getting the actual base coat color in its truest form. If you still see that black line through there, that means the white is still influencing the base coat. And I'll take you through that. I expect it's going to take 2, maybe 3 coats of each of those base coats just to cover that, and that's what I'll do that first, and then I'll shoot the 3 corresponding speed shapes, and that way I'll know when that black line goes away, I've got enough coats on the speed shape, period. And that's why I've got 5 of those cards out. So I'm going to get started with this. I've set up the booth. Everything's pretty much ready to go in there. I've just got to turn on the blowers. Like I said, I'm going to do just a quick coat of this epoxy first, just first seal coat, just so I'm dealing apples to apples with what the body is going to look like when it's seal coated. So just want a nice clean start. I don't want to worry about you know, how much of the black is still showing through. But, you know, my spray card should cover that, but if we're starting everything in white, I'll feel better. So again, this is, you know, this is an expensive paint job. This is not going to be cheap. So I really want to make sure I get the color where I want it, exactly what I want. So it was worth the time and effort and expense just to get some of these different shades in small cans and see what I can do with them. Then I've got a high solid urethane clear coat to go over the top at the end. I might just put 1 or 2 coats of clear on everything just to kind of simulate what it's going to look like in the end. But that's the plan. I've got all my data sheets, I've got my gummy bears, speed shapes, Sharpies, Stanley's made it. We're ready to go. So yeah, I'll try to bring you along for as much of this as I can. I don't want to destroy my phone in the process, but these should be very short sprays, so I'm going to try to do some live shots as I do this. Okay, that was my epoxy coat. I hit that with a, what I call it was a 1.7 gun, HVLP gun, my normal epoxy gun. And you can see that come out fine. You probably noticed and you're wondering, why did you spray the bottom? Well, I just put a little bit of white on the bottom so I can, you know, write in there with a Sharpie exactly what the recipe is for each one of these things. That just helps me a little bit to remember what I've got here, and should alleviate some questions. So I'm going to let that dry for about probably an hour and a half, just to make sure it's, you know, totally fine. Get that dried off, and then I'll start with my base coats. Okay, so there's the spray cards. I don't know how well you can see that. That's the Quicksilver, 3 coats to cover the black line. This is the carbon fiber, 2 coats, no problem at all. And then the medium gray metallic, again, 2 coats, no problem. The mocha, 2 or 3 coats. I did it in 2, but I found myself getting a little heavy-handed there, so I don't know. I think 2 coats is fine, but like I said, I was starting to get a little stiff on it. And bright orange, definitely 3 coats. A lot of yellow in that, doesn't cover well. That's what it is. Okay, so here's the speed shapes. Quicksilver, carbon fiber, medium gray, mocha, and orange. Now, I'm gonna take 1 each of these and apply the orange candy, and then take 1 each of these and apply the gold candy and see what we got. And then I have 1 each spare in case I want to do something crazy like mix the 2. Let's see what we get first. But I think this went good. You can obviously tell, I don't know how obvious it is from the camera, but in real life you can see the flake in the Quicksilver, and the carbon fiber is much heavier, a much bigger flake than the other colors. And that's okay. I mean, that's just is what it is. It's, you know, I think Right now, if I had to guess, I'm guessing the orange with the carbon fiber base is gonna be the ticket. But we got all kinds of options here, so we'll see what happens. Now, I sprayed this with the 1.7 Black Widow for the base coats, HVLP gun. I've got a 1.3 HTE gun that I'm going to start spraying the candies in. I'm going to give these an hour to set up. I just finished the orange. Of course, it's been over an hour already for the silver, but I want to do them all at once. So I'm going to give it an hour, let that all just kind of chill and work itself, dry pretty good, and then I will come back and start applying the candies. Candies are technically a clear coat with pigment. That's it. So it's going to take multiple coats, no doubt about it. You can definitely tell there's more texture in the ones with the heavier flake. They did say that in the Summit documentation, that those two had a heavier flake and would require a clear coat or a candy. So I'm gonna just clean up guns and take some time, get some stuff cleaned up, take the hour, get everything prepped and ready, and then start spraying the candies. I've got to do it one color at a time, so unfortunately I can't keep switching back and forth. That's just going to be way too much gun cleaning. So I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I'm pretty happy with it. So we'll see. And again, this orange is the same orange that I sprayed the suspension parts in. So that's the reason I had that one. So I figured, what the hell, let's just throw it in there and throw it in the mix and see what the candies look like over that. Yeah, why not? Maybe the gold candy over that one give you something really crazy. Who knows? We'll see. Never know till you try it. But this is a good experiment. This'll get me where I need to be. I'll know the recipe. So far, 3 coats, 2 coats, 2 coats, 2 coats, 3 coats. And as I start getting closer to the colors I want, I might, as things get darker or lighter, I might drop some out if they're already a good burnt orange color, and might keep putting additional coats on some of the lighter ones just to get it darker. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's round one, is the base coats are on. But again, wait 1 hour, then start with the candy coats. Okay, that is 7 coats of the lava orange over quicksilver, carbon fiber, medium gray metallic, The mocha, which I gotta tell you, has potential. And the orange. Oh boy, the orange, the candy over orange was different, but what a color. I just don't know if it's right for this job, but I mean, under light, they look pretty good. If you take the light away, it just kind of looks brown. But it's an interesting finding. That's 7 coats of the candy. I'm now gonna pull out this is the candy lava orange, or lava orange candy. I'm now gonna try the gold mine candy on the other 5 samples, and thinking about some blends, because you know this is good. I kind of like this one. If it was just a hair lighter, that would be an awesome color. So I'm wondering if I can mix some bases together, like maybe the orange base with a little bit of the carbon fiber, like 10% carbon fiber or something, might knock that down to a point where it's right where I want it. But again, that's 7 coats of candy. That's a lot of spraying. And then of course you have to clear coat over the top of that. But it lays nice. Doesn't want to run right off the shape. So I was doing quick coats. You can see it's a little built up in the seams. You know, doing a whole car, you wouldn't be able to lay them down 5 minutes to a coat. So, but anyway, I'm gonna move on and try some of the other colors of the other candy that I have now and see what I get. Okay, here's a good comparison. So the ones on the bottom are the base coats with the candy orange over the top. So that's what happens. We put the candy orange over silver, over carbon fiber, medium gray, the mocha, and the orange. Yeah, got some choices to make here, some possibilities. But I want to see what the other candy looks like first. That one is quite a bright orange. It's if I was going for orange, that's a great candy coat. I mean, I like that. Even over the orange, it's a little darker but nice. Oops, hold on. We turn a light on here so we can kind of get the feel for it here. And you can see the metallic in these two is a little less flaky than these. Have a much coarser flake in them, so it really brings out the depth. So yeah, this is kind of fun. Tell me what you think. Comment. See what you say. But I'm gonna now shoot these with the gold mine candy, which is a little lighter orange, not quite as dark. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, here's a good comparison. So the ones on the bottom are the base coats with the candy orange over the top. So that's what happens. We put the candy orange over silver, over carbon fiber, medium gray, the mocha, and the orange. Yeah, got some choices to make here, some possibilities. But I want to see what the other candy looks like first. That one is quite a bright orange. It's if I was going for orange, that's a great candy coat. I mean, I like that. Even over the orange, it's a little darker but nice. Oops, hold on. We turn a light on here so we can kind of get the feel for it here. And you can see the metallic in these two is a little less flaky than these. Have a much coarser flake in them, so it really brings out the depth. So yeah, this is kind of fun. Tell me what you think. Comment. See what you say. But I'm gonna now shoot these with the gold mine candy, which is a little lighter orange, not quite as dark. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, there's one coat of the gold mine. It's way more yellow than it looks in the gun. So I'm gonna keep going with this, see where it takes me. It's interesting though. It's good reference if nothing else. I'm gonna go to 7 coats again, just like I did with these pieces. And see where I get. Man, if I had something between that one and that one, I'd be pretty stoked. That's too bright, that's too dark, that's just too orange. So, yeah. Anyway, that's 1 coat. Okay, that's 4 coats of the gold mine candy. It's pretty yellow. Over carbon fiber, it's turning almost green. This is the interesting one though. Over the bright orange, it's kind of turning into burnt orange. I'm kind of digging that one. So far, it's got potential. Yeah, 4 coats. I'm going to give it a couple more and see what it's doing. But 4 coats, it's kind of passable for it's getting close to the color I want. These, not the green, no, nah. This is going dark gold, that's going yellow. Yeah, fun. This is cool stuff. Gonna keep going. 3 more coats. Okay, let's try to get a good overview of this here. So, let's see if I can get in this way. So there's the Quicksilver, the Gold Mine candy, and the Lava Orange candy. You can kind of see their native color right here. And then the the standard base. This is the carbon fiber metallic. You can see this one kind of goes a little more goldish. This one goes a little more brownish. This one goes very brown. This is the medium gray metallic. That one goes very green. So, you know, and this is the Mocha Frost with the gold mine candy and the lava candy on it. Getting closer. This is the regular orange, the bright orange metallic. This is with the gold mine candy, and this is with the lava candy. Okay, so this kind of gives you an idea of the spread. I'd love to get these outside in the sun, but I don't think that's a good idea right now because they're still a little tacky. But you know, with this light does a pretty decent job of kind of reflecting what it is. So I don't know. So far, the one I like the best is this one with the gold mine candy over orange metallic. That is a high flake metallic. It's got good texture to it. The lava gets just a little too red for me. I almost think the smart play here would be to take some of that orange, mix it with about 10% of the carbon fiber, get something a little darker than this to start with. Maybe it's not even 10%. Maybe it's less than that. And just see what you come up with and get a different base coat. I don't really want to blend the candies. I just think that's going to be a nightmare. I will say that and I stopped at 5 coats on the gold mine metallic. It was not going to get any more orange. It was just yellow. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. That might be my next try, though, is just to get it to more of a little bit more of a burnt orange than this. What that tells me is I want to tone down this orange, this bright orange metallic, which is just the base coat. Tone that down a little bit and get so that when I lay on some of that gold mine candy, it just lays a little better. It just it's a little darker. Not that dark. That's just crazy. Although that is a cool color. I'm just not sure I could deal with the whole car that color. But it is neat. So is that one, but again, it's more brown than I want it to be. This one's closer. You know, that little bit of tint, you can tell just how much that changes things. From here to here, here to here. So, yeah, got to think this through a little bit. I'm going to let these dry off. I'll publish this, post it so everybody can see it. Again, this is the different options of base coat in the first row, and some different options for base coats, and then the gold mine metallic in the second row, gold mine candy, and then the lava orange candy in the third row.